very excited to have this in my shop. But let me be clear with you up front. This was supplied to me by Harvey Industries. I did not purchase this. I reached out to them. I had heard great things about this dust processor and I wanted one here. So I asked them if they would want to collaborate on a video. They agreed. They sent me out the dust processor. Now I am under no obligation to say all good things about this dust processor. So I'm going to open this thing up, take you through the full walk around of it, full setup, and my initial kind of opinion of it, and we'll go from there. But I suspect it's going to be good. All my research said it was a good one, so I have no reason to suspect otherwise. I also need to do something with this wood cart, so I need a bigger shop. Anyone out there want to help with that? Let me know. Okay, so Harvey provides you with this little book on here. Let's see what's in here. And okay, so first off, it says it comes with a 2-year limited warranty. So I'll have to read through that, see what that covers exactly. It comes with the operations manual. I don't know if there's any setup instructions that comes with it. So unpacking, this is what I was looking for. So it walks you through the unpacking. It says it was carefully packaged for safe transportation. Remove the packing materials from your machine and inspect it. So we'll do that first. Okay, so here's the big reveal. Wow. She's a beauty. Look at that. All right, if you were going to buy something just based upon looks, this is it. This is very cool looking. With the silver, the white, the red filter cleaning knobs that are on here, very cool. Somehow I've got to get this thing off of this pallet and onto the ground. It's got these hooks on here, which I'm assuming they're in all 4 corners there, that they use it to crane it off and lift it on here, but I don't have that available to me. It's got casters under here, so it's mobile, but it's sitting on rubber feet with some wooden support. I'll show you that. If you can see underneath there. So it's got the rubber feet, and then you can see the caster right under there, and it's sitting on wooden support blocks. So it's packaged really, really well. I'm gonna have to maybe reach out to a couple neighbors to help me lift this off of there and get it on the floor. Gives you an idea of what the front looks like. There's the dust port that I was talking about right there. The G700. And this box here, this is where you access the dust collection and all those extra components. So we'll open this up and see what's in there. Okay, that's very cool. In here you get about, what is that, 4 feet of 4-inch dust hose. You get the Y for the connector at the front, and it's a 6-inch connector with 4-inch dust, or I guess it's a 6-inch dust port with 4-inch connectors for your hose. And then you get the handle and a set of Allen keys. All right, and on this side you get some extra bags. So we'll put this back in here. This moves very nice and easy, very easy. This just locks up on here, hooks on there, and then you lock it down and it lifts it in. Then close it up. And these are just positive dial knobs. They don't screw, they just turn and lock into place. And then I see attached here is a remote. It comes with its own remote, which is really cool because I've got Amazon purchase remote for the one that I've got now. All right, that's about as far as I can go right now before I get it off of the pallet and turned around and on the floor in the shop. I'm gonna have to phone a couple friends, see if we can muscle this thing off of here and get it on the floor off this pallet. I'm not gonna record this part of it because anything we do, I don't want you doing, but we'll be safe. I'm sure it'll go fine. Before I started to get on the phone and call in all my favors, I wanted to make sure I was ready to go first. So I removed these 4 bolts that secure it to the pallet. These are just found by removing the dustbin. Then you take the 4 bolts out and then just put the dustbin back in. Once that was all done, I was ready to go and I started to get on the phone and see who I could find for help. Okay, in the end, I probably should have recorded how we got this off the pallet because it was quite interesting and worked quite well. I called a friend who had another friend who had a welding truck with a boom arm on the back, a crane. We just put that arm inside here and with the 4 lifting hooks that are on the machine, lifted it up about 2 inches off the pallet, slid the pallet out from underneath, and then we're able to rotate the machine around in the air and turn it around so it faced the correct direction. Now, they say you can get this off the pallet on your own by just kind of wiggling it off. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to risk damaging the tin. This is just thin tin around the machine, the skirting on it. I didn't want to risk damaging that in any way. So the one thing I will recommend is if you're going to do this, make sure you don't do it on your own, getting it off the pallet. Make sure you have some help. It is a really heavy machine. It's over 500 pounds. And yeah, you just don't want to risk damaging it in any way, or even worse, hurting yourself. It's plugged in. I turned the power switch on the back, that big dial I had showed you earlier on in the video. Now it comes with the remote, like I also mentioned, so all you have to do is hit on, and it takes a second to start up. It's not like a regular dust collector. Now it's up to its full capacity. Then you hit off. And that little pop is just the tin compartment, the dustbin. It's just the sidewalls moving on there. Out of everything that I had to do to assemble this dust processor, this was the most difficult part. You can see that rubber gasket that's on there. Every time I tried to push this Y connector on there, it would push that gasket to the back or it would roll underneath, and I couldn't get it to fit properly. So what I found was moving that gasket to the front and having it hang off the edge of the dust port by about 1/4 of an inch allowed me to get this Y connector on there. And I still couldn't get it on there quite right, but I had struggled with this for about 10 minutes or more. So I just left it in place and just wanted to attach the dust hose to test it out. And I'd come back and fix it later. But I ended up having to remove it anyway and move it because the other connector on here, the one with the black fitting on it, the Y that comes off to the side, I've got that coming out in front of the dust collection bin door. So I couldn't open the door. So I ended up having to take this Y connector off anyways and have that black piece face to the top. That way I could access the dustbin. And that was the last thing that I had to do, and then I could run some tests. So the first thing I did was run this 3/4 inch piece of ply through the table saw, and I noticed immediately how good the dust collection was. I don't have overarm dust collection set up on my table saw, and even with a 0 clearance insert, I used to get quite a bit throwing out the top. And you can see there's just a little bit on the top there. So I noticed right away the power of that dust collection. Then if you've never used a jointer before, you know that they create a lot of big chips. And this one, not having a helical head on it, it's just got straight knives. It creates quite large chips coming off. And with my other dust collection that I had on here, I used to get quite a bit of, kind of throwback, almost pieces coming out the backside when the tail end of the board would go through. And I didn't have any in this case. I could just hear the power of it. As I was running it through, I could hear the chips just going into the dust hose and hitting the bin. So it was really, really good. I was really impressed. So I went over and I could check the inside of the bin, and I was thoroughly impressed. I wasn't really expecting to see this, but it works really well. You get the light powder on the right-hand side. You can see it kind of collecting, sticking to the side there, and there's a bit in the bottom, and then the bigger chips on the left. So super, super impressive. Harvey has also come up with a really unique way of cleaning the filters in the machine. The filters are contained within the side of this. So inside these two ports, there's two separate filters. Every time you're done using the dust processor, you crank these red handles on the top. Give them about 10 turns each. And that scraping noise is just that, a bar that's scraping the inside of the filter. That's loosening all the dust, the fine particles in the filter, and it drops it down into these ports on the side. Now what you do is you take these two caps off, you attach the hose to the side of it, turn on the dust processor, and it sucks the debris out of there, puts it in the main bin, and then you empty the main bin. Really, really cool idea. Now, I've seen some people turn those two ports into one. They just take a couple of 4-inch pieces of hose off of there, bring it up and attach it to the side into one port, and then just put a cap on there. Jason Bent over at Bent's Woodworking and More did that with his, and it's a really simple way that he did it. I really like it. I'll probably do the same. I'll tag his channel here. Head over to his channel and check it out if you're interested. Okay, that's the G700 dust processor by Harvey Industries. Now, one thing I didn't mention in the video that I love about this system is this little black dial below the digital readout in the front. What that does is it allows you to dial down the amount of airflow going through the system. Why do you want that? Well, if you've got a conventional dust collector like my old one was, it was 1200 CFM, and you're not really getting 1200 CFM out of it at the end of your run. You're probably getting, a little greater than half of that, depending on how long the run is. However, if you've got a lot of airflow trying to go through a 4-inch port or a 6-inch port, and it goes down to a reduced diameter, like say 2.5 or 2 inches. On my CNC, it's 2.5 inches. And what would happen is if I tried to use the dust collector without opening up any kind of a blast gate in between that run, I wouldn't get the proper dust collection at the end of my run. So what I had to do before was on the hose here, I had to open up this gate. That allows some of that airflow to reduce, and then the hose wasn't collapsing at the end of my run. Like I said, going from 6-inch on the dust collector down to 4-inch, all the way down to 2-inch, and then going through a small port at the bottom of the CNC. It's just trying to pull too much air through there, and it creates a lot of issues. So by being able to dial it down, you don't have to open up anything on the hose or any blast gates. That's a really cool feature. I like that. Now, one feature that I really am not too fond of on here is how you collect the dust out of the filters on the side. Even though it's a cool system how it works, the caps that go on there, they're plastic and they attach to plastic threads. So it's plastic on plastic. Now, it's very easy to cross-thread those so they don't attach that well. Maybe a model upgrade would be an aluminum cap on an aluminum thread. I know that's not really cost-effective, so one thing that I'm probably just going to do to fix that is do what I mentioned earlier, and I'll change those so that they're 2 into 1, put my own cap system on it. I don't have to worry about it. It's very, very minor. And that's really the only thing that I don't like about this system. Is that, and like I said, it's so minor, maybe I shouldn't have even mentioned it. But one other thing that I really appreciate about this is it's not a vertical system taking up an entire corner of your shop. This may look like it takes up a ton of space, but the way you have to view it is the usable space that you have over the top. You can actually set something on here very easily, like maybe a benchtop sander. One thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to probably build a bench that goes over top of this, and then I can put things across the top, and I get that much more usable space. It's mobile, so you can wheel it out to move it out of the way, clean it out, do whatever you have to do. I really like that. And I was able to break down my wood cart that I had at the beginning of the video that was a huge problem, and I broke it in half and just put it in the corner there, so it worked out great. Sold the other dust collector to someone here locally, so it's going to good use. But that's it for my video on the dust collection system by Harvey Industries, or I should say the dust processor. If you've got any questions that you'd like answered, please leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. I answer all of them. If there's anything that I didn't address that you have questions about, maybe I can address it for you. Let me know. Anyways, I hope you liked the video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, please. And if you're not a subscriber, like always, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. I'm always doing new videos and doing new builds. I've got epoxy thing coming up here on my next video, which is kind of cool, and you're not going to want to miss that. So we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.